What's up, Chuckles? We're coming to you with the start of section 8.1. As I said in my previous video, and we're going to be testing the difference between means of large independent samples. Hopefully, we're going to get through example 1 in this video, and then we'll get to. There's only 3 examples in the whole lesson, so hopefully that's going to help you out here. But the first thing we want to do, look at my little guy right here. I can circle things. So these are kind of our learning targets, how we are going to look at different things during our time here. But we're really going to focus in 8.1. The first thing we're going to focus on is how to decide whether 2 samples are independent or dependent. Because you see here in the title, we're going to be doing some hypothesis testing for large, which we know is over 30, independent samples. So for us to do that, we need to know what that means. Yay. So we have our little sweet definition friend right here. And it is saying, let me change the color here. 2 samples are independent if the sample selected from one population is not related to the sample selected from the second population. Okay, so they're dependent if each member of one sample corresponds to the member of the other sample. So they're independent if both samples have really nothing to do with one another, or they're dependent if they are matched in some way. Okay, a lot of times your dependent samples are going to be actually the same people in the sample. We're just doing something else differently with them. So what we're going to do here, we're going to look at example 1, and we'll see if we can get through you guys knowing what independent versus dependent samples are. Okay, so this says classify each pair as independent or dependent. So we're going to look at our little friend here. This guy, look at that. Look at how I do that. Amazing. Okay, so the resting heart rates of 35 individuals before drinking coffee, and then the resting heart rates of those same people after drinking 2 cups of coffee. Okay, so for us, for this first little scenario here, that would be a dependent sample. Okay, why? Because these are the same 35 individuals, okay, before drinking coffee and then after. So that would be a dependent sample, okay? Let's take a look at the second guy right here. Let's choose a different color. Oh my gosh, look at that. It's green. Love you, green. And it says for the second scenario, sample 1 is test scores for 35 statistics students. And then sample 2 is test scores for 42 biology students who do not study statistics. Okay, so that would be an example of an independent, those are independent samples. Okay, so what they're telling us here is the 35 statistics students are different students from the 42 biology students. Okay, so what I want you to do right now is let's take a look at, I'm going to pause this bad boy if I can find it, or maybe I won't. And we will do the try it yourself 1. Go. Okay, we're back. Let's see what you got for try it yourself 1. So the first scenario, the heights of 27 adult females and the heights of 27 adult males, even though those samples are the same size, those would be independent. Those are not the same people. Scenario 2, you have midterm exam scores of 14 chemistry students, and then the final exam scores of those same students. That would be dependent because they are the same students. Okay, so on your homework assignment that you're going to have 2 of these questions that have to do with identifying independent or dependent. So hopefully that made sense. If not, shoot me an email on part 1.